You'll do no such thing. You'll be on your own once you get there. The least I can do is support you on this end. Now book that flight and let's get going." Josh turned to his computer screen and began to type. "You remind me a lot of my mom," Josh said softly. Maggie's breath caught in her throat. Josh's mom, his adoptive mother, had died earlier that year after a long battle with cancer. She'd heard a lot about his mom during this difficult time and knew that Josh revered her. The compliment hit home. She would take care of this other woman's child as he made his way to his dying father. Maggie pushed the back door release button on her SUV when she saw Josh and his dog Dan making their way to her across the apartment complex parking lot. The tall, dark-haired young man moved with athletic grace. The enormous black lab at his side was an appropriate match for him. She checked her watch. They'd be cutting it close if rush hour traffic was bad. Josh stowed his suitcase, then opened the door to the back seat. Dan jumped in and settled himself. Josh climbed into the front passenger seat. "It's awfully nice of you to take Dan," Josh said, gesturing to the dog who sat behind him. "It's no trouble at all," Maggie said, leaning back to ruffle the ears of the dog, who returned the attention with a slobbery lick of her hand. "He seems like a good boy." "He really is. He's friendly with people and dogs. We go to the dog park all the time." "I think he'll get along famously with my Eve and Roman," Maggie said. "And if not, we can board him at Westbury Animal Hospital. You know that I'm married to John Allen, the vet?" Josh nodded. "Thank you. Now, before we start out, let's make sure you have everything, okay?" Maggie turned in her seat to face him. "Driver's license?" Josh nodded. "Plane tickets?" Josh nodded again. "Cell phone and charger? Any medications? Clothing and a warm jacket? It might turn chilly, you never know." Josh nodded affirmatively to all of her questions. "Do you have cash on you? We have time to stop at an ATM." Josh opened his wallet and thumbed through the sparse bills it contained. He shrugged. "It's not wise to travel without cash," she said. He cleared his throat. "There's really not much in my account," he said. "Payday isn't until next week. I've got my credit card." Maggie fished in her purse on the floor behind her and pulled out her wallet. She removed $200 in 20s and pressed it into his hand. "This is all I've got on me, but it should be enough." Josh hesitated. "Go on, take it. I wouldn't be able to sleep if I knew I sent you off with," she cut her eyes to his, $8 to your name." Josh cleared his throat and put the money in his wallet. Maggie started the car. "We'd better be on our way." "My car's parked in the admin lot," Josh said. "We're not supposed to park there overnight." Maggie smiled at him. "Don't worry, we won't tow you. I think I've got enough clout to prevent that from happening." Maggie tuned into NPR and concentrated on making her way through the rush hour traffic. The soothing voice of the radio personality filled the space. They made the trip to the airport in good time. "I'm so very sorry that this is happening to you, Josh, especially so soon after losing your mother." Josh turned his face to the window. "I guess I'm going to be an orphan again." "So your birth parents died? That's why you were adopted?" "Yes." "That's really hard." Maggie pulled to the drop-off curb for departures. "Would you like me to contact your professors and arrange for extensions on your assignments? I'll do whatever I can to help you." "I haven't even thought about that." "Why don't you decide after you see how things are when you get there?" Maggie suggested. "Will you let me know how it's going?" "I will." Dan let out a sharp bark. Josh leaned over the seat and put his arms around the dog's neck. "You be a good boy, you hear? I don't want you making any trouble for Ms. Martin." "We'll all be fine. Don't worry about things here." Maggie squeezed his shoulder. "I'll be praying for you and your dad." Josh nodded. He stepped out of the car and retrieved his luggage. "Thanks for everything," he said before he